Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I had all sorts of plans for what videos to do today and time has just run away with me. I didn't sleep very well last night. I thought what I would do today is do a quick review because I do have to rush out and get some food from the shop before Jack comes home. So what I'm doing, so that was Brightening Youth Glow by Charlotte Tilbury. I nearly called her Barbara Tilbury then. And I'm going to use the sharp tape. What am I like? Slow down. I'm going to use the Tarte Shape Tape foundation, which is called Double Duty Beauty Shape Tape Hydrating Foundation. And I'm going to use that with a little bit of camellia oil to see what that's like. Because I like shaking it up. Not just the bottle, but trying different things out, different combos. It's always good. So I am going to put some of this on my hand. First of all, it's a dough foot, so it's not easy to mix things in. But I'm just going to put a little bit on the palm of my hand and then add, I think I'll do 1 drop because I've used magic cream today and that's got camellia oil in it as well. So 1 drop please, just 1, thank you. And then mix that together and then I'm going to put that over my skin. So I still haven't told you what I'm doing today. Right, so today I am going to be trying out the Bobbi Brown Corrector Concealer and Powder, which I got when I got the eyeliner, because I'm always forever. There's a couple of reasons. When I tried out that corrector last week and showed you guys on my live, I realised it really was time to throw that one in the bin. And instead of getting the same one, that was by Tarte, and instead of getting the same... Okay, I just wanted to pause here because I'm about to put an extra layer of foundation on, guys, and it's been making me laugh. So you'll notice that I put some on the line that goes from my nose down to my mouth, that kind of smile line, and I don't blend it in for a long time, not until I come back later on. So that's how tired I was today. I'm really sorry, but I'm keeping it in. And yeah, I'm just human. I can't believe I didn't spot it while I was doing the rest of my face. Okay, take care. Enjoy watching. I decided I'd try a different one. And as I was getting the Bobbi Brown eyeliner, I thought, yep, let's try that one. Now, I actually managed to get matched in store, and I picked the one that I would have picked online. Well, it was between two, and the one I wasn't sure about, it was between two, for the same two for her, and I eventually settled on the one that I was going to settle for online. Pretty cool, hey? Right, so I'm going to show you the corrector. Now, this might be a bit rushed, but I'm going to talk you through the product a bit later on when I come and do a check-in, because I will see how this is going to be a wear test. Let me put this light up a little bit more so you can see a little bit of what's going on. Okay? So I got the corrector and I got the concealer and powder duo. So I thought that that was quite a handy little kit to have, especially in your handbag if it works. Concealers and foundations always intrigue me, and I like to try out new things, especially concealers, foundations. So I got matched to Bisque, and the other one that was very close was Peach Bisque, which I thought might be better at hiding some of the brown spots, but it wasn't brightening enough for under my eyes. So eventually I opted for the bisque one. Now it comes in this little compact with a mirror, and that's it. And it's quite a thick cream. So when you're working with this, I suggest you put it on your fingers and kind of let your fingers warm it up a little bit, because otherwise, really work it in with your fingers, because otherwise it's going to be too thick. And obviously the eye is quite delicate. You could do this with a brush, but I think it looks better with the fingers, because the warmth, when you've got the brush, you haven't got the warmth of your fingers. It might not pull as much at your eyes, but if you put it on with a brush, I think the tendency would be to put it on too thick. And I'm just going to put a tiny bit more there where I've got the darkness. You don't have to drag too much. Once you get the formula working into your skin, it kind of starts to move quite easily. Now, can you see the difference there? Let me just turn up this light a little bit more so you can see. So that's just the corrector. And when you look at Bobbi Brown, she says to take it right underneath. Now, I'm just going to try this on my brown spot. Not bad. I think this is a bit lighter than the Tarte one that I had. And I'll put a little bit on here to correct that brown spot there. I'm going to do the other eye, don't worry. Any more brown spots? Tiny one there. And a tiny one there. I've got concealer under my nails. I did actually clean them out before this, believe it or not, but that is concealer, I think, that's gone underneath. So that's what it's looking like with one eye. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do this one eye first so that you can see what it looks like with the corrector and then the concealer, and you can see the difference. Now, the creamy concealer kit comes with a mirror, and it comes with a concealer and a yellow powder, and I was matched to Beige, which is a pretty good match, I think, for brightening under my eyes. So again, I'm just putting this on with my fingers because it's quite a thick formula. The other way you could do it, of course, if you really want to do it with a brush, is to use a palette and to kind of spread it out a bit on the palette. Otherwise, I just think it's far too thick and it will just end up looking too cakey and possibly accentuate fine lines and wrinkles, which you don't want. Okay, so can you see now? I'm sure you can, the difference between that eye. Again, I'm just going to make sure I've got it right underneath. And that's eye. Pretty good, hey? So I'm going, and then I'm going to finish off by doing this yellow powder, which I like the idea of having a yellow under eye powder with the concealer, because I often find that I need to use a different powder under my eyes to under my face. And if you get one that's slightly yellow toned, it will get rid of dark circles. Of course, I'm often trying to get rid of yellow undertones as well, but we will see what this looks like. So I'm just dabbing that from the outside in, and if anyone needs me to explain that again, I will, but it's just basically I'm going against the lines, so it's less likely to go over the lines but fill the lines and therefore not crease. Okay, so there we have the corrector, the concealer and the powder on that eye. Okay, so I'm now going to finish and do the other eye. Oops, I went to put the concealer on. Doesn't matter, just stroke it away. It will do no harm. Corrector first. Now you'll notice that instinctively I'm doing a lot more tapping this side than the other side, because this one tends to be, the skin seems to be a little bit more lax than the other side. So instinctively, as I'm feeling the skin, my skin is telling me to tap a bit more and rub a bit less. And that's why I think it's always good to use your fingers, because you can feel what your skin needs. And where that muddiness happens on my cheeks, I actually take it down there. So that's the corrector. Now I shall go in with the concealer. And again, tapping away. And then I shall do some of the white powder, the yellow powder even, working my way in, and again dabbing. And what dabbing tends to do as well is to get into those lines rather than just brushing over them. So I find that they're less likely to crease when I do that. Okay, and I'm going to finish off by putting a little layer on both eyes of just the concealer onto my upper lid as a base for my eyeshadow. And the yellow powder. And I'm using the setting brush by Real Techniques, which is perfect for applying powder around the eyes. Now what I like about this powder, I don't know if you can see, but you can still see a shine on my eyelid. So it's a bit like Charlotte's Flawless Finish powder. And you can see a shine underneath. But it's actually set the concealer without leaving it completely matte, which is really good because it can be a bit tricky because you can't see where you've applied it to and where you've missed. But what's good about that is the less matte you have underneath, the less it's going to show up any fine lines and wrinkles. So that's the concealer done. I am now going to do a fast track through my makeup and come right back before I quickly nip out to the shops. So in a jiffy, I'm going to be made up like this. And just like that, I'm back. So I'm going to head out to the shops. I will tell you what I used on my eyes and my cheeks and my lips when I get back. But I'll see you in a minute and you can get an update. So this is what the concealer and the corrector is looking like now. Okay, see you in a while. Okay, I've just got in and my eyes were watering, so I thought before I do anything else, before I even check myself in the mirror, I'm going to come and have a look at this concealer. And it is held up well to my eyes. Can you see where my eyes have been watering? And a little bit running down my face. They're not running as much, but you can see where my eye's wet. So it's quite water resistant. Now, I wasn't overly impressed by the concealer, the corrector, but this is actually growing on me a little bit because of the way that it's held up to my watery eyes. See, I haven't even got a tissue. I literally came straight in. You can hear Jack's not back. I have about 10 minutes to spare before he comes in. And that's held up. Now, let me see if I dab that water very gently from my eyes. So let me just do that again, because I meant to bring it up there. So it's not really transferred. Little bit, tiny bit. Let's dab the other one. So clean bit. Just dab it a little bit. No. So I'm impressed with that in terms of its waterproofness. I do think there are more brightening concealers out there. So I think there's pluses and minuses to this, because it's quite thick, which is a little bit off-putting if you've got fine lines and wrinkles. However, I think if you blend it enough and warm it up in your fingers, then that's okay. I think the colour corrector, I don't see how different that is to the concealer. Let me just do you a swatch of both of them. The colour corrector that I had was a lot darker, and maybe that's just because of the shade that I've picked, although I was matched. So there's the corrector. And here is the concealer. So the concealer's got more of a yellow tone and the corrector's got more of a peachy tone. So that's how it works, obviously. Okay, so I don't know. I'm not, I think maybe I should have gone for a darker corrector, but because I don't think it's completely kind of covered that under eye darkness, but I am impressed with how waterproof it is. What I also like about this is that you have this powder in here, and I do think the powder's very good because it doesn't make your under eyes go really matte. It's just light enough to seal off that concealer, but without making it accentuate fine lines and wrinkles. So let me know what you think. I'll be watching it throughout the day. So I've basically only had it on about, let's see, about an hour. So I will check back in with you guys later. Now I have time to tell you what I put on my eyes. So I basically put the Eyes to Mesmerise in Rose Gold on as a base. And then I did a mixture of Exaggereyes and Transform Eyes. So I did the Transform Eyes pop up in the crease, and I did the Exaggereyes prime and pop on my lid. So I mixed the two together. And then I did some, I think I put some of the Transform Eyes. No, it wasn't. It was Exaggereyes darker brown in the corner. I put on some mascara. I put on some Legendary brows. And then I put on the faux whites eyeliner underneath. I'll put all the details in the description bar. Also, I forgot to tell you that I put the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner, black, on my upper eyelid and a little bit underneath, and it lasted really well as well when my eyes watered. Didn't run at all, and you can put it on in a really thin line, so for hoodies like me, it really didn't take over the top eyelid at all. So I'm really impressed with the Bobbi Brown gel eyeliner in black too. In terms of the foundation, not bad. Rubbing off my nose, which I haven't actually blown my nose, so I'm not sure what that's about, but you do tend to touch your face. I know what it's about. I forgot to put powder on the rest of my face. What a day it's been, hey? Anyway, that's but why it's been a bit transferable. A little bit. And the lipstick, why am I not surprised that that looks exactly as it was when I put it on? I knew that by the feel of it. It just feels like it's going to last, and it does. So I will see you in a while. I am going to go and get a sandwich, so I might check in after the sandwich so that you can see the lipstick. All right, take care. Hi folks, it's now been 2.5 hours. My lipstick's come off, but I did have a sandwich and some dessert and a cup of tea, and lipsticks normally come off in that time for me. So I'm just looking back at some of my earlier video and laughing at all the mistakes. You'll be pleased to know I have now rubbed in that foundation that I put around here that's on all the videos. Anyway, I'm not taking any of it out because that's me, and I want you to see that these are the things that you do when you're tired, when you're in a hurry, and I want you to see that I'm keeping it real. I was tempted to redo the whole video tomorrow, but you know what? I'm not going to. That's just life. Okay, but let's get back to the concealer. I think it's holding up really well. I still think that there are some better concealers out there and better correctors out there. I really like the powder. So I'm going to do some experimenting over the next few days. I think I might try my favourite Huda Overachiever concealer and put in the yellow powder over the top. And I'll also check in and see whether or not you can get the powders separately on Bobbi Brown. And I'll get back to you before I sign off for this video. So just hold on tight and I'll check that for you. Okay, I'm back. I've just checked. I can't see the powder available separately, although her sheer face powder, pressed powder, is actually yellow based anyway. So I think that maybe it's the corrector that I don't like underneath this, that is not actually correcting my under eye darkness well enough, and that may well be because of the shade. So I'm going to try it with another corrector. I still got a little bit left of a darker colour corrector from another make, so I'm going to try that and see how that works. The other thing is, I will say that the website says that it's waterproof, sweat-proof and humidity-proof. I can definitely say that that is the case, because it really held up well to my eyes watering, which is why I don't want to give up on it. I just want to have a play and see whether it's the corrector, whether it's the concealer. So you'll watch me in the next few days. I'll be mixing it up and maybe using other correctors, or maybe using other concealers and that powder, and trying different combinations to see what works. But it's definitely a big thumbs up for me for the powder. The concealer is very waterproof. I love that. The corrector didn't really correct enough for me, but that may have been because of the colour that I chose. And I may have been better off with the more peach toned one after all. Although there didn't look to be that much difference in the shop. So overall, I would give this about a 6 out of 10. I think the very fact that it's waterproof and it's shown itself to be very waterproof is a huge plus point for this. And I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I'm going to leave you with some of the reasons why today was a little bit, few more mistakes than I'd normally make. If you're not following me because of my disability and you don't want to hear about my condition, that's fine, just switch off now. For those of you that I know have got similar conditions and follow me and are interested in hearing about that, then please stay tuned. So for those of you not watching the end part of my video, thank you for joining me for today, and I will be doing hopefully a video tomorrow which will be part 2 hyperpigmentation, makeup for hyperpigmentation. And then please join me at 1 o'clock on Wednesday for the live. If you want to carry on watching and hear about a bit about my disability and why I made a load of mistakes today, then do carry on watching. Okay, so I didn't sleep well last night, guys. So my pain was keeping me awake. Then I took some medication at about 4 and went into a deep sleep, and we all slept in. So that was one of the things. And then my foot's not really healing very well. And it had been suggested to me that I leave my lymphedema gear off my foot. So for the last few weeks, I've been using lymphedema wraps just around my legs and not putting any compression around my feet because of the ulcer that's there. But given that isn't actually helping, or it's not getting better, it's not getting worse, I thought this morning, do you know what? I am going to put my compression tights back on, and yet it's going to cover my foot. But maybe actually I need to get rid of the fluid from my foot and get the circulation moving to heal my ulcer. So it took me about over half an hour to get into class 2 compression tights this morning before doing this video, because I had to get it over a dressing and padding that they've got me into. Once I was in it, it felt very comfortable, but boy was it hard work. So I was a little bit flustered, hence all the mistakes. I hope you can forgive me for them. As I said, I like to keep it real, so it's staying in. And I have now blended. I haven't put any powder on this. I've left it as it is because I'm looking quite glowy. And so what? It's not going to be as transfer resistant without powder, but it's not too bad. So I'm going to go and touch up my Charlotte Tilbury Super 90s lipstick. I should say reapply really, because it's come off completely. And I will see you all tomorrow when I will be doing a video after I come in from Foot Health. I'm going to see if I'm up to it. I'm going to do my part 2 on hyperpigmentation. So hope you can join me for tomorrow. And if not, I'll see you at 1 o'clock on Wednesday for our Wednesday live, which I look forward to now every week because I love chatting to you guys. All right, take care. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.